Hello my friends, and welcome back to another Brotato Nightmare Mode run. Hope you're all doing well. Today we're playing the Mage, continuing my project of collecting wins with every character on both maps. And we're going to use a weapon that makes the Mage play out somewhat differently than it normally will by using Icicle. Normally with the Mage, you're going to be relying a lot on the burn, using something like tasers in order to slow enemies and apply the burn from the scared sausage. But with Icicle, you just get to kill them right away, and so the Mage just ends up as a really powerful weapon attacker when you're using this item. We're playing on the Abyss, because I've already beaten it on Crash Zone on this save file, and we'll just jump in and use our Icicles. Icicle, I also think, is just a really good weapon on Nightmare mode. It's generally speaking one of the best weapons in the game. But on Nightmare in particular, a weapon like Icicle that is all about powerful upfront damage shines, because that's what this game mode requires. I'm just going to take the attack speed even over the harvesting here. I just want to make sure I can kill stuff. And the Mage has two good starting items and increased elemental damage modifiers. So it's actually really... The Mage has a really strong economy, even without buying economy. So I just want to maximize the potential of our Icicles. I will take Harvesting as it shows up later, but early game, I just want to make sure that these weapons are able to kill stuff. And with their naturally slow attack speed is really important. It's by far the most important stat for Icicles. Compared to every other stat that you can buy, it has the most impact for the weapon. Icicle has really good base damage because... Alright, here I'll just take 5 Harvesting. Because not only does the Elemental tag increase its own base damage, the Precise Weapon tag multiplies that base damage. So you end up with a really powerful weapon in terms of the damage per shot, so multiplying the number of shots that you get is even more impactful than normal. We have this level 2 weapon locked, so I guess I'll just buy the coupon here. I suppose technically I could have saved one material by buying the coupon first, but there was no guarantee that we rolled into an Icicle right away, so you want to save your money to make sure that you can actually get more weapons. Very important to do that. I still see people pretty frequently upset that I bought a weapon before buying coupon, because you do technically lose one material, but you would much rather get that material back by having an extra weapon and not having to roll for more weapons later. Here I'll take 2 elemental damage. The HP would also be nice, but let's just increase our weapon damage. We'll buy the Icicle, buy the coffee. I will take plant. We're going to use a mix of lifesteal and regen on this character, and plant's just very efficient. We'll buy Loot Worm. Garden isn't bad, but I think I'm going to roll here because I want to find an Icicle. We didn't, but another Scared Sausage, of course, we'll take when we're playing the Mage. So because I didn't take that 6 HP, I might need to pick up 6 HP at the level 5 level up that's coming, where we're guaranteed a level 2 upgrade. Just to make sure that we don't get one-shot by, like, an enhanced anemone or something like that. Definitely do want Curse in this run. Our goal is to stay way ahead of enemy health with our damage output, so we're going to build Curse, because we're just going to have enough damage to overcome the Curse anyways. And yeah, here, I'll take 6 max HP. The armor would be good. The elemental damage would be fine. Just making sure that we're not in one-shot range is pretty important. I'm going to buy the Scared Sausage. I'm going to wait on the Loot Worm, because I really wanted to find another Icicle first. I will take the Cursed Icicle. That's incredible. We'll lock the Insanity here. The chance of that and hitting a level 2 with it is very low. So I have to say we got very lucky there. With only 2 points in Curse. Get another Curse Alien kill, and you can see that already our damage output is pretty far ahead of enemy health totals at this point in the run, and so we're able to clear the wave pretty effortlessly right now. We've gotten 3 curse alien spawns, both wave 4 and 5. I only managed to kill 2 of them on wave 4, but that's also really lucky. So I think this run is going very well. We'll take the tree here. We'll take the lumberjack shirt. Nice combo. I'm going to roll. I could take an elemental damage or 5% damage, but I would rather get a level 2 upgrade, and I think I'll just take 15 luck here, and then we'll take 2 elemental damage. We'll buy the icicle, buy the treasure map, buy insanity. Plastic explosive. It is a good item if we end up with a bunch of explosive stuff, which you sometimes buy, like landmines on the mage, just to apply the burning from Scared Sausage. But I'd rather just ban it here. We haven't used any of our bans yet. That's how good this run has been. We've only found good items. And that way we just get a free reroll. Now, with Lumberjack Shirt and a tree, one item I'm really looking for is Pocket Factory. Pocket Factory is very good on the mage because it can apply the burning far away. And while, of course, our icicles are good at just killing enemies close to us, we are pretty happy when we get to apply burning to something that's far away from us. It gives the burning longer to tick and just puts less pressure on our movement and damage sources. Icicle, of course, wants us to have high crit chance, but we're never turning down metal. It's one of the best items in the game. And then I will take more base damage over the 8% damage. For now, we're going to want more percent damage soon, but I want the base damage currently. I could have upgraded to a level 3 cursed icicle, and you often want to combine your cursed weapons ahead of upgrading other weapons, because cursed weapons are basically 2 for 1. But I want to get all of my weapons up to level 2 first, just to make sure that we're not giving up too much potential damage output. And then another Broken Mouth is a great find as well, and then this way we'll be able to get all our weapons to level 2 and then level our Cursed Icicle also, which is awesome. This, by the way, is a character where Gummy Berserker is less atrocious than it usually is. Because we don't really intend to take hits, so losing armor is less bad, and both range and attack speed are pretty relevant. Obviously, attack speed is great, but range is fairly relevant to Icicle. But Gummy Berserker is still just a really bad item. You should never reduce your armor, so we're just banning it. We'll take another snake. It does reduce my HP. I'll take Recycling Machine when it shows up in a box. We'll take 9 HP, and then I'm going to take 15 attack speed here. That's going to make our icicles much stronger, and wow, what a shop again. So we can actually go all the way to a tier 4 cursed icicle, which is a ton of damage, and then we'll roll. We don't want Sharp Bullet. Icicle has inherent pierce. You don't really want to reduce your damage per pierce by buying Sharp Bullet. So I'm going to ban that. And landmines I could buy for the Scared Sausage, but I think I'm going to ban those as well. It's just kind of a weak item. And we'll take the Scared Sausage. I'll take a Fruit Basket as well. That's actually a lot of potential healing for us. Now I do need some more direct healing, just lifesteal or regen. But if we can get some consumable healing, if we can find a cute monkey, some more armor, and maybe we start building dodge at some point. Our defensive stats are looking okay because we've gotten a reasonable amount of early max HP. Clearing everything else before I kill the blobfish there, just to make sure that I have time to focus down the lampreys. Of course, this is a ranged weapon, so we do have the dangers of using ranged weapons on the Abyss, where we're going to summon extra lampreys. We're going to have the pufferfish explosions and the enhanced ones at full value. More attack speed is more good. We're very happy with that. We'll take the whistle here, buy Broken Mouth, buy the fruit basket, and then roll. We'll take a fish hook as well, and then lowering my elemental damage, I'm not really interested in, so we won't buy the Lost Duck. I will take another snake. You don't actually need more, like too many snakes. 2 is often enough, but I think a third will just be fun. So we'll pick that up. And then let's just ban these 2 level 1 items. I haven't really used my bans at all, so I just want to do that. Alien Tongue, we don't particularly need, so I won't lock it, but I'm not going to ban it either. Claw Tree does give crit chance, but the melee damage is wasted. I don't really want to reduce my max HP, so I'm happier just banning it out. One major advantage of the Icicle run is that the vampire squids, these guys, and if you're on Crash Zone, the enhanced spitters, which are often the enemies that will kill you in Nightmare, are a lot less dangerous to an Icicle build than to a more traditional burning build with the Mage, because the Icicles will kill them much faster. And you can see, I mean, we took 19 damage when one of them hit us, so it only takes 3 hits to die to those, because their damage is wildly overpowered. I do actually think that those enemies need a nerf. I think that they aren't that fun, and just because they fire a lot of projectiles, they heavily punish melee characters with short-ranged weapons. And I just don't think they're that interesting to fight against, personally. So I'd rather that they move some of the power budget to some of the more interesting enemies than just raw damage sacks. I'm going to take the HP here. I do want the lifesteal as well, but just getting to enough HP that we're not dying is good. And then we've also managed to max out our scared sausages. That's pretty nice. I will start buying dodge here, I think. So I'm going to buy the feather. I'll buy the laser turret as well, because this can apply scared sausage burning with triple snake. That's really good for us. We'll upgrade the icicle, ban scope, and then roll. This is really strong healing, so we're very happy to pick that up, and then we'll roll again. Lock in icicle. The mage doesn't usually end up with a lot of engineering, or we don't care that much about engineering, and we only get it at 50%, but we will have a lot of elemental damage, so the Strange Book can be fun, and if it gets cursed, we could end up with a pretty powerful engineering sub-theme in this run. Butterfly, I'm not going to take, even though I want lifesteal, because it reduces our elemental damage. And even if it gets cursed, it'll still do that. So because we found triple snake and 4 scared sausages really quickly, maybe the landmines that we got rid of would have been worth keeping around. It's not something that I think is super important or anything. It will make literally no difference as to how easy or difficult the run is, whether we have landmines in the item pool or not. But they could have been fun to use. We actually have enough damage that we killed several of the walruses at the end of wave 10. I will take the metal detector when it shows up for free like this. No, our damage is so low, and metal detector is pretty weak. Let's just take the money, and then we can fix our percent damage a bit. Fishhook, of course, didn't do anything. We will take the bat here, and then we'll roll, and then we'll keep leveling our weapons. We'll buy a cauldron. Now, eye patch, this is a good way to get extra piercing for Icicle. You do want additional piercing, because you only have 1 by default. And eye patch gives you more. It works with the crit chance that, of course, you're already buying for this weapon. I'm going to roll a few times because I do want my... I do want my fishhook to do something. And I guess I would take Incendiary Turret if it got cursed. It's not that exciting, but it wouldn't be awful. We want to focus down this elite quickly, and the fact that we managed to pick up a lot of attack speed early makes this elite pretty rapid to kill, which is great. And then we can pick up the full heal, just go back to full health here. Really looking for a Pocket Factory, because this is one of the very few characters where Pocket Factory is actually good on Nightmare mode. And, you know, it's still one of my favorite items. I just can't buy it that often, because Nightmare is often... The runs are difficult enough that throwing away 250 materials or whatever on an item that realistically doesn't really do anything most of the time is typically pretty bad. But on the Mage, it's actually very good, so I'm really hoping we find one. Okay, so it's my opinion that Scapegoat is bad, and actually mostly a downside. It makes the enemies behave unpredictably, which you don't want, and can sometimes cost you money by making them run away from you. That said, I still think that it's a fun item, so I'm going to take it here, but I do think it is worth keeping in mind that I think that item is actually pretty weak. I'm going to roll, and I could take 3 elemental damage or 12% damage, but I'm looking for armor. We still only have 2 armor, so we want to buy some. We'll buy these items. I'll take the injection. I'm just going to ban the Incendiary Turret here to get a free reroll. I was interested in it if it got cursed, but it didn't. Buy Dangerous Bunny, buy Corrupted Shard, lock Pearl, and then we'll roll, lock a Lemonade, and lock a Toxic Sludge as well. And then I will throw in a reroll for 12 there to see if I can lock something else, because we have Fishhook. So you can see here that the Scapegoat cost me a little bit of clear speed at the start of the wave. Like, that's an example of a time when Scapegoat is fine, but not amazing. Because it just causes the enemies to run away from me instead of towards me, and we'd have just killed them instead of having to chase them down. Now, there are times where it'll be good, and on Elite and Boss waves, it definitely has some advantages. It's pretty nice on bait waves as well with the Lampreys, because you can often have them go after the Scapegoat instead of you. But most of the time, it's very expensive and does almost nothing, so typically, I think if you're just trying to win, the Scapegoat is best avoided. Baby with a Beard will recycle. We get 140 materials there. I will say this is one of the best showings I've had from Recycling Machine, because we've gotten really bad items. So the Recycling Machine, more recently. Obviously, we had an incredible set of opening shops, but the Recycling Machine has ended up being pretty good. Snowball, of course, incredible. Now, I'm not buying more elemental damage right away, so let's see if we can curse the Snowball. I'll buy the Icicle and then roll, and I'll buy a Fresh Meat and roll, and then we'll lock these things as well. Dynamite doesn't do anything for us, but if we can curse the Snowball, that's even better. We'll, of course, buy it even if it doesn't get cursed, because even though Snowball ends up not giving you as much elemental damage as you kind of think it's going to, it's still usually going to be worth, like, 4 to 6, which is still a pretty powerful item for the cost. Snowball's in a funny spot where I feel like it's mostly reasonably balanced. On elemental runs, it's usually pretty good. It's not going to allow you to start building elemental damage on a non-elemental run the way, like, Will-O-Wisp will, but it's usually pretty reasonable on an elemental run where you already want the elemental items. But despite being a fairly balanced item, it always feels disappointing because it seems like it should be giving you way more than it does. I guess I'll take Bone Dice, and here I could take 4 Lifesteal because my healing is really bad, actually. I could take 7 Crit Chance or 9 HP. Let's take the Lifesteal. Sadly, the Snowball didn't get cursed, but we do immediately get a point of elemental damage from it by buying the Charcoal. And then we'll roll here. We'll take a Bottom Mine. We'll buy the Insanity. I'm going to lock Acid. My HP is fine, but definitely could be better. Let's see if we can get a Cursed Goldfish, and then we'll lock Coupon as well. Just want to lock a bunch of stuff for our Fishhook, of course. So here's another spot where the Scapegoat is mostly a downside. I'm having to chase after it so that I can actually clear the enemies, because normally on the Horde wave like this, they would be coming towards me. We could just move into the corner, have them all come from the same direction, and that gives you easy clear speed. But because of the Scapegoat pulling them to the center, it made it more difficult at the start of this wave to actually get enough enemy kills. I'm going to run through the center of the map here, pick up some consumables, grab the materials as well, and then I'm going to roll, take 3 elemental damage. We'll buy the Coupon, buy the Bottom Mine. Yeah, I guess I'll take these when they're not cursed as well, and then we can roll here. We'll take the Cyclops Worm. Nothing else matters here. I'll definitely take the Crystal. We'll buy the Boiling Water. And then do I want to lock Scarf? I guess so. If it gets cursed, then, I mean, both move speed and regen are good for us. If it gets cursed, it'll get us to positive regeneration, which would be really nice to hit. And if it gets cursed, it will also reduce the penalty. So enemies get to move faster when you buy Scarf, but the extra enemy speed gets lowered when you curse it. One thing I think might help with Scapegoat is if it healed, if you were standing on it when it was alive, because then you wouldn't have to run after it only after it died. Like, if it was healing when I did this, instead of me having to wait for enemies to take it out, and then potentially I have to go stand on it when I don't want to, in a spot where it might put me in danger, if I want to use the Scapegoat at all. Because that way, like, the times when you actually want Scapegoat are near the end of waves, when there's a lot of enemies and you have to deal with a bunch of them at once. But that, by the time you get to that point, it's almost always dead. And then you're stuck with the decision of, do you risk standing in probably a bad spot to try to bring it back, or do you just ignore it? I'm going to take the Crystal and the Cyclops Worm. I think those will help more. And then I will roll here, lock a Boiling Water, lock a Sunglasses, roll one more time. Our Fishhook also has gone, yeah, we're at 35, so 7, it's 0 for 7 right now. I think it did curse one thing before it went 0 for 7, but some nice classic Fishhook math happening again. We'll res the Scapegoat here. Take out the Stargazer towers. We don't want too many of those spawning. This is wave 16, so at 20 seconds remaining in the wave, a bunch of Curse Aliens start spawning around the edge of the map, so we're going to run around and clean those up. Get some Curse Alien kills. In fairness to the Scapegoat, it was okay this wave, because it let me focus on killing the Curse Aliens freely. We'll take the cute monkey here. Wandering bot, we're just going to recycle. Baby gecko we'll take. And then I'm going to buy the scarf, I think, just because I don't want to speed up the elite on wave 18. So if I'm buying scarf, I need to buy it now. We'll lock improved tools, lock panda. We'll buy beanie and then re-roll here and go to wave 17. Improved tools we're buying. We don't care that much about increasing our structure attack speed, but we care a lot about increasing our attack speed. So, of course, improved tools is nice for that. Our defensive stats are really poor, so I do need to be aware of that. We have not found pretty much any armor in this entire run. So we need to be a little careful, because we have bought a lot of curse. Enemies hit really hard on the abyss, so if I start taking hits, I can be in a lot of danger here. Whoops. Alright, that was a lot of lampreys at once, but we did manage to clear them without dying. Kill that Stargazer tower. Clear all these lampreys. Also, Scapegoat was a severe downside in this wave, because it kind of clustered all the enhanced Stargazers where they all came at me at once. Baby Squid, I guess it's going to be worth like 3 regeneration. I think I'm just going to recycle it. I'll recycle the Adrenaline. We're not building dodge. We'll take 3 armor. Finally have some armor. Fishhook is now 0 for 9. Is that right? Oh no, okay. Cursed something. We'll take the improved tools. We'll take the panda. That helps fix my defensive stats a lot. I'll roll here. We'll definitely take the eye surgery. We will buy corrupted shard and book, and then reroll. Sunken Bell, I'm just not a huge fan of. We'll take a bonk dog. It can set things on fire, and then we'll go to wave 18. This is funny because we had such a strong start to the run, and I mean, we're still going to win. This is still a very, you know, I'd say we're very strongly favored to win this run unless I really mess something up. But the shops have given me a lot of items that have ended up not progressing our game plan that much. I mean, we can tell because of how well the recycling machine has done in this run that we've been getting very unlucky with the items that we find in boxes. And even the ones that we actually took, like the Scapegoat, are not actually very good. We just bought them for fun. But it's funny to go from a pretty strong start to a weaker mid-game because of the items that we've been offered here. I'm going to roll. I'll just take some attack speed, just make sure that I can kill the bosses quickly. We'll take the silver bullet. Actually, I guess I'll try to curse that. I'll take the eye surgery, I'll take the leather vest and the bonk dog, and then we'll lock the silver bullet, because if I can curse it going into the last wave, that would be nice. Fruit basket. I could try to curse a fruit basket. I guess that's fine. And then we'll go to wave 19. Looks like we're going to be lifesteal only, so I'm not that worried about reducing my regeneration. Also, take a second and look at our character. Look at how ridiculous the character looks. We're truly terrifying. But yeah, because our armor isn't great, you know, we're taking 32 damage when we get hit by one of those cursed enhanced walruses. So we still have to be fairly careful in the end game, because our stats are good, but not incredible. We'll recycle the baby squid, take 15 more attack speed. That's great. Okay, curse silver bullet. I won't take the fruit basket. when it's not cursed. I'm going to roll here. I don't need the pearl. It's only 3% damage. I guess taking the bat will help us stay alive. Weird Ghost, even cursed, you don't want going into the boss wave, of course. Acid, I don't think is going to do that much. I will take the Ritual, and then I will roll, and we'll take an Ice Cube. That'll help us kill the bosses a lot faster, and then on to wave 20. I had to do some fancy dodging there, because I did a weird thing at the start that just ran me, like, in between all of the enemy attacks. So then I had to do a little bit of a fancier dodge than I intended to, but I managed to, and then we just picked up the full heal and can focus down the other boss. And so there's the Mage. Icicle, such a forgiving weapon, even though we got a little unlucky with items in the mid-game. We ended up still very, very powerful, and we were able to kill the bosses super quickly. So let's look at our items here. We probably could have stopped at 2 snakes, but 3 was more fun. 150,000 damage from Scared Sausages, obviously great. 440 materials from Coupon. 144 from the Loot Worm. 5 items from Treasure Map. We got really good luck on our Treasure Map, I have to say. And then 500 materials from Recycling Machine, so all the Treasure Map items were bad, and we ended up recycling them, which is pretty funny. 42 extra fruits from the Fruit Basket. We dealt 32,000 damage with the laser turret, because we actually had 20 engineering since we bought the Strange Book. Now, it is worth noting that I did buy I was saying I was a little weaker in the end game. I bought a bunch of items that made that happen, right? We bought Strange Book, we bought Scapegoat, and these were for fun items, and that's a direct correlation with having a weaker character in the end game when you buy an item that doesn't do much, but is kind of fun. I talked a lot about the Scapegoat during the run. Dangerous Bunny was good as always. We had very little damage from the bottom mine, but of course that was there to set fires, not actually to do anything with the bottom mine attacks. 9% damage and only 1 health lost on the Bone Dice, so pretty good. 5 from the Snowball, so right in the margin where I said it was going to be where it's good, but still feels disappointing. Only 24 health from the Cute Monkey. The Scarf, I probably could have skipped the Scarf. I was expecting to build more regen in the end game, but we weren't really offered that much, so Scarf was pretty bad, actually. And then Bonk Dog, did very little damage, but was just there to set things on fire. Alright, my friends, I hope that you enjoyed that run with the Mage, and we have yet another red border accomplished. And if you're struggling to win with the normal Mage build with fire, Icicle just turns it into a kill everything on the field really quickly with your weapons build, which is normally the most powerful in Nightmare mode. So hopefully that gives you some idea of how to win with this character as well. As always, of course, if you enjoyed the video, then feel free to leave a comment and hit like. Helps me out with the algorithm, so I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And of course, you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.